happy Easter, everybody. Jim from Jim's Holy Coleus. Just wanted to reach out to everybody and wish you all a happy, safe Easter holiday. Things are really moving along here, keeping busy planting, potting my seedlings. They're starting to wake up. Again, I get very impatient. I want my Coleus to grow, and I keep looking at them, and I get myself all worked up thinking that, oh, maybe they don't look good, or they're not going to grow. I got my farmer's market coming up at the end of June. Are they going to be big enough? But they will. So take your time, enjoy, watch your Coleus grow. Let's go take a quick look at these seedlings. And again, happy Easter, everybody. Thank you. I'm over 10,000 subscribers. It's a great milestone, and it's all thanks to you. Okay, so as you can see, I'm busy potted. I potted, I have 7 trays right now. So it comes back to about 220, 215 total Coleus. So I still have plenty. I still have another probably 200 or 300 to pot. I do overseed and I do weed out the runts and ones that just don't look like colorful, and I try to keep the most colorful ones. As you can see here, these are really beautiful. Some more, again, they stay on this rack 24/7. The grow lights I have, they go off around 9-10 o'clock at night, and they come back on around 7 a.m. I give them a good rest at this point, or right after your seedlings start coming in. You want to introduce the night cycle. They need rest. They can't have light on them all day long, so they need the light. They need the rest. So very important. Here's some smaller ones. I have a follower, Mark Hubert, over in England. He's been sending me a lot of videos. He purchased some seeds from me on my eBay listing, which, by the way, is not current. I'll relist in the fall. I do sell seeds to these plants. These are all patented. They're patented, legal to propagate Coleus. Anyway, Mark's been sending me videos of his plants, and they're like my plants because they're from my seeds from these plants, and it's really exciting. He's over in England, as I mentioned, and he's doing a great job. He's got some really nice Coleus plants, and it's challenging in England because of the weather, and it's a lot of rain and overcast skies, but as long as it's bright light, he's doing a great job. So Mark, thanks a lot for all your friendship, and your videos and your Coleus look great. But anyway, he really helped me out, and I always mention this to a lot of my followers. Always help me out, and he had suggested by means of it being on his video, a soil moisture meter, which I'm going to get, which is relatively inexpensive. So I have one on my Amazon cart. I'm going to get it today. I'm going to get like a 4-pack, and just to keep track of the soil, because especially with the worm castings and the Miracle Grow potting mixture, moisture retention, it's hard to, I mean, it's supposed to maintain moisture in the soil, and perhaps I'm getting myself a little worked up, but I want to make sure I don't overwater these. As many years as I've been doing this, I guess it's old age. I don't know. I'm just so careful now. I'm afraid I'm going to lose my crop. But I'm going to get I'm going to get a bunch of those soil moisture meters. And thanks a lot, Mark. Appreciate your tip. A lot of subscribers, friends of mine, Bonnie, Pat, over the years, Mystic Rose. There's so many of you. I don't want to start mentioning people because then I'm going to miss somebody who really deserves to be mentioned. Brooklyn, my God, such a friend. I really appreciate. It's just I have a lot of fun. Instagram messages and so forth. So thanks to everybody. But anyway, look, you can see here. As I mentioned, if you're following along, I sow my seeds, I spread them out, so I don't have them all coming in at the same time. I have them, and you can see how they're different sizes. And of course, it's the very beginning of April. I'm hoping by the end of April to get everything out into the greenhouse, but only ones that are pretty well established in their pots. I'll make sure that there's no danger of frost anymore, even though it's in the greenhouse, or the night temps, no chance of 30s and so forth overnight. Even though I do use a heater, these are much too young. So by first week of May, I expect to have these out into the greenhouse, and that's when like I had mentioned, that's when the magic really starts. But you can see they're different sizes, very tender. I do lose a few, just so you know, and expect that. There's nothing that you did wrong. It could be there's one that doesn't look too good. It's gonna happen. It does happen. I see right here, I lost one here. There was two there. It happens. They're very tender. But it happens when you transplant. It could be a number of things. I don't waste time worrying about it. That's why I grow so many. But these are really doing well. And of course I have my other ones in the batter's box. Some other ones here. These don't look too great. There's a number of them I'm concerned with, so I'm just picking them out and letting them grow, and we'll plant them. I got some bell peppers coming in. A few of the bell pepper seeds didn't sprout, so I replanted. But they'll be coming in. I had these on heat mat. And I'll show you, I just did a tray of basil and some other plants. I'm going to show you that next. But these are doing really well. Light, I have the grow lights going. And of course, a southeast bay window, lots of light. Very important, lots of light. Let's see. All right. Now, again, for the sake of space, because I am in my house here, I put 2 Coleus per pot. I really would like to put 1 per pot, but I just don't have the space. Perhaps by the end of April, I would hope that I have everything potted by then, but we don't know. I'll try to get some in single pots. I did put some in a single pot, but I try to conserve the space because I know the space I have here. So, oh, beautiful color, nice variety. I'm looking around for there's 1 or 2 that really caught my eye. I mean, they all do, but there's a few that really caught my eye that I'm kind of excited about. Where is it? Oh, let's see. Well, I guess we'll zoom in on here. Look at the pink. And these are very slow. I have a number of these that I planted, and they're very, very slow growing. And I also noticed they don't have long stems. They have they're very delicate. So I'm a little concerned with this specific variety that I'm growing. So I'm keeping an eye out, and I'll show you the ones in the tray. So you can see here, now I know they're overseeded, which is not really good, but I'm going to get these separated and put into pots. But in general, they're slow growing Coleus, and they have very short stems compared to other Coleus that I have. But I love, these are all this one variety that I grew. These are the Wizard Rose Coleus, very pink, but even when they're mature, they're very delicate. Their leaves are thinner, very delicate, as opposed to the Kong Reds that are huge and really, the leaves are very, very tough. I would say they're velveteen, tough, very strong. These are delicate Coleus, but I love the color, so I grow them. And they're legal to propagate. Wizard Rose Kongs, beautiful fuchsia pink with the white and the green. I just love these. So I did thin some of these out because, again, having them crammed in here like that is not good. So you may ask, well, why do you do it, Jim? I said, because I overseed, and I've done this in the past, and I do separate them, and then once they're in pots, they'll start to grow. But in general, these are slower compared to other ones that I grow. What do you think? Are these beautiful or what? Let's get a close-up. Look at that pink. Beautiful. Okay, now you know what I had ordered a bunch of trays from Ferry Morse. I got these on sale. This is a 50 count. Ferry Morse had a sale. I don't know if they still do, but I got a bunch of these and a 72 count tray on sale. So I bought a whole bunch of them, and they're the kit. They're the Jiffy Pod kits. They come with the tray, the dome, which is down there, and the pods. So I think for now on, I'm going to buy the kits. I had mentioned, if you're following along, I've been saving the trays and washing them out for years, and then I buy generic pods through Amazon, through suppliers, and I don't know. I'm concerned with maybe the quality. My follower of my friend Brooklyn had mentioned that you know, perhaps there's questionable the suppliers, maybe the quality, maybe the soil, the peat they use is no good. I don't know. I'm just a little concerned with my crop this year growing in. So anyway, I'm growing a bunch of basil. I'm growing bluebell and wishbone colored terranias. I get those from swallowtailgardens.com, swallowtailgardenseed.com or seeds.com. So I grow these every year too. These are, and they plant just like Coleus seeds. They need to be pressed on top of the soil. They need light. And I grew a bunch more jitters, and I have a pack of rainbow mixed burpee seeds I had that I picked up at the store, and I did that. I know I have lots of different seeds myself, but I like to throw some in from rainbow mixes occasionally. I haven't in years, but I wanted to throw some in because maybe there's a variety in there that I don't have. And so I'm like, you know what? And that's what's exciting. This is what motivates me. So you can see I planted these 3 days ago, and look at them. And these I actually planted 2 days ago. So again, I staggered them out. And also, I know I have a lot of Coleus already, but I'm donating 50 pots to the American Cancer Society. So most of these, all you see here are not going to be, they're not, I'm not going to be selling or making pots out of for the farmer's market. So that's why I put some more, I planted some more. So look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Look at the color. And really, really beautiful. I love these reds. I love them all. I love them all. Each one has characteristics that are just so beautiful. I believe that's a colossal marble. It's like a Kong red, but it has red coming in. But see, the center looks like a Kong red coming in. So we'll see what happens with that. Really beautiful. And there's another colossal marble I featured. There's a Kong red. And you can tell it's a Kong red because it's got the green, it's got black, and it has that dash of red in the center. That's a Kong red. Kongs are the best. If you want to make a real statement, you have a planter, Kong varieties, Kong reds, empires, wizard rose, some wizard rose, really Kong empires, Kong reds, scarlet Kongs are the best to use, and jitters and so forth. But Kongs are really great because they're just broadleaf, very, very strong. And there's so many of them. They grow so prolifically that if you have like little insect problems, there's more than enough for the insects. So, but they're coming along pretty well. I'm sorry if it's a little washed out. I have the window behind me, but you can see that looks like a scarlet Kong. Now I don't label them really. I'd rather be more surprised. I mean, I know what I plant, but, and again, there's always a little bit of a variety. There's always a change. There's a couple of those wizard rose that I was telling you about. Here they are. They're not, color's really not coming out. Or maybe it is. It's just maybe. But there you go. And there's a Kong red, a little bigger, and that's sort of like a, you could argue that's a Kong Empire. Empire Kongs, Kong reds are pretty close, but Kong reds generally have the black and the red in the middle, but it's generally dark black, very deep black in the center, and some red. Won't really have any white in it, possibly, but there's always a subtle differences in the Kongs. These are Scarlet Kongs. Scarlets generally have a thinner green. They're Kongs, but they have a thinner green outer and a larger area of deep purple in the center. And they may get very, very thin green on the edges and striking purple in the center, but they always have that green border. That's how you can tell a Scarlet. Great for pots. Coleus are great for pots no matter what, but hanging baskets, jitters, by all means, and then others on top of it, because they generally will drape down and you want to maybe layer it. Just like border plants, maybe put a larger leaf Coleus like Kongs or whatever, and then have jitters towards the edges so they hang down on the hanging baskets. I always make hanging baskets with jitters, or always use jitters for hanging baskets rather. So, okay, so everybody enjoy your Easter. Keep doing what you're doing. Any problems, shoot me a text here. Continue. We'll keep the channel active. As our Coleus start to develop, any problems you're having, any questions, no matter what, please drop me a line here. Or again, if you're an Instagram user, follow me on Instagram. It's the best place to keep in touch with me. If you've never used Instagram, give it a try. It's an easy platform. Sign up for it. It's free. It's very simple, and you can really, it's almost like Facebook. It's run by Facebook, but it's really an easy way to keep in touch. You can send me messages with photos if you have a problem with a Coleus, and it's easier for me to help you out that way. So check me out on Instagram, Facebook, and here, of course, on YouTube. So, all right, everybody, happy Easter, and we'll talk soon.